Guess YouTube didn't send out notifications, or maybe everybody's busy. So we'll just give a little bit more time here for people to come on.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tara, the Creative Director of Product Design at
How did that happen?
I've been a part of the EC team for over 12.
No, I wasn't trying to do that. Hey, Raz, how are you? How's it going? You're all right? Have you started back at work for the school year? Tonight. Just say about the stupid planet. Oh no, is it like an exercise bike or a regular bicycle? You go back on Monday. Okay, cool. Yeah, our kids started today. Yesterday. I was so thrown off because I didn't get to record when I usually record because I had to buy another tripod, and I can't believe how that's totally thrown me off my schedule. A regular bike, yeah, I need to ride mine more. We always want to take it to a park, but we don't have like a truck to transport it to the park. We've actually ridden the bikes to a park that's not too far from us, but it's quite far. It's quite far to travel there on a bicycle. And then once we got there, the way some of the parks are here in San Antonio, they have like these trails that link the parks together. And so we rode the bikes, and I think we went through 3 of the parks. It's a trek. It's a trek. It is a trek. So, yeah, mine, I need to put air in my tire and just go riding. But it seems like every time we go bike riding, I get sick from the allergens. I swear it happens every time. From the bike ride around. Yeah, we thought about doing that. My brother doesn't want a bike rack on his car. He's so particular about that. But he wants to buy a truck. And that way we can just put the bikes in the truck and go to the park and ride. That would be nice. But I don't know when that's gonna happen. Now my older brother has a truck now, but he's so busy. We would never get him to put our bikes on the back of that truck and get us to the park. He's just so busy these days. So there's no barely any time you can get with him because he's been working a lot. So are you excited about going back to work? Do you feel like you got enough time off? You got enough rest? Do you know how things are going to work with your school this school year? Oh, the air conditioning. I was like, what is that noise? You're ready to go back? Yeah, I just felt like I needed more time to rest and enjoy things because I spent so much of the summer, trying to secure a position, but I'm not gonna complain. I'm very, very, very grateful. And excited to do something on the other side of the classroom. So I'm excited about that and excited to see what I can offer to the school and to the district, So yeah, just praying for a good year, no stress, no drama. Those days are behind. I don't want to deal with any of the stuff that I've dealt with before. I just want things to be nice and smooth. Y'all are still in person and mask are mandatory. Pretty much the same here in San Antonio, pretty much. There are a few schools that are still offering a virtual option, but most of the schools here are in person only. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see how things play out. The kids seem to have been doing pretty well the last couple of days. I think tomorrow I'm going to take more time to go just kind of step in the classrooms and see if I can assist the teachers in any kind of way, because we're not going to be actually sitting and meeting with them until next week. And I want to feel like I'm being productive. So I think I'll go and just kind of drop in on them, see if there's anything they need, things like that. So I had 2 weeks off since working over the summer. I had 2 weeks off before working that month in July. That's good. Did you get to like vacation or anything? That I think was the main thing that I wanted to do that I didn't get to do, was just vacation. So I'm thinking of maybe doing that for Labor Day weekend, which I know I'm one of those people like, I don't want to travel when everybody's traveling, but I'm gonna have to get over that and just go somewhere. I'm gonna try to just stay within the state because all the craziness still going on. Hey, Christy, how are you? How's it going? Let's see. So we're talking about back to school. Raz is ready to get back. Ready to get back. So I've been meeting with some really nice people, and I'm excited about working with them and excited about working with this teacher that I used to work with before. So glad to be working with her again. So it's been really, really nice. It's nice to be back to school. Yeah, my plan was I was going to do one in-state vacation and one out-of-state vacation. But I was too busy trying to secure a job, like I said. And then by the time I secured the job, I'm like, okay, now I really can't go anywhere because I don't know when I'm gonna have to start doing paperwork and trainings and things like that. So maybe, like I said, maybe Labor Day weekend we can just do, even if we don't go, but a little ways up the highway to Round Rock, because we want to go back to this waffle place. They're not open on Sundays. We were gonna go a couple of weeks ago on Sunday for my godson's birthday, but we weren't able to go because they were not open. So I'm hoping they'll be open Labor Day, and we can just at least spend the day there, if not the weekend there. It's about an hour drive. It's right outside of Austin. So we'll see what happens with that. And then there's a barbecue place that I want to visit again. I haven't been there in a minute. And then of course you can't go I-35 and not stop at Buc-ee's. Like, you have to stop at Buc-ee's. That's just like a requirement. It's a must do. So we'll see how that works out too. But yeah, we're going to talk about back to school. I'm taking y'all back to school today. I have a few questions for you guys. I'm not going to be on here too long because I have a lot of videos to record because I was behind recording, waiting for that other camera mount to get here. But I think of the three that I have, the one that broke and the one that's not doing what I needed to do, and the one that I just got, I think the one that I just got, I like better of the three. So yeah, I didn't want to spend more money on another mount, but that other one's just not doing what I needed to do. Hey, Teresa, welcome back. So good to see you. I'm taking you guys back to school tonight, Teresa. Let's see. So here we go. First question. What is your most memorable first day of school? Your most memorable first day of school. I know mine. Thank you. JC Penney's. It's really pretty and it has pockets. It's got pockets, which I didn't use today because I had a cardigan over it and I used the pockets on the cardigan. Everything I bought from JCPenney recently had pockets. I was like, nice. Oh, today was y'all's first day? Cool. How was it? How did it go? I still need to check into those shoes Gail was telling me about. The Vionic shoes on QVC. So y'all have heard of the Teex shoes, right? So I come across this ad on Facebook where they were going to be doing something special for teachers. And so I put in my email and they were like, we will email you and let you know when it's going to happen. So they emailed me today and they're giving like a $75 coupon. And I saw that the shoes are leather. I've never purchased those shoes before. I'm not really into flat shoes, but I'm trying to just find something that's comfortable right now. So I'm like, if you're giving me a $75 coupon, how much do these shoes cost? But then I had to verify that I was a teacher and it wanted me to like upload these documents and you're gonna need your social security number. I was like, oh, hell no, I'm not about to do all of this for you to give me a coupon on some shoes. I'm not gonna put in all of this information. So I hurried up and got a lot of all of that. It's like, no, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. So yeah, that was kind of weird. I don't know. Very weird. So yeah, most memorable first day. My most memorable first day of school, I want to say it was third grade. I believe it was third grade. And my birthday was the first day of school. And I think I've told y'all this before. And since my birthday is the same day as Michael Jackson and his Thriller album was like real popular then, I wore my black parachute pants to school. And I had a shirt that had the Michael Jackson glittered glove on it and it said Thriller. And I wore all of that to school on the first day. And I was the coolest kid in school. For sure. That was third grade. So kindergarten, yeah, you remember kindergarten first day? I don't remember that far back. I don't really have any memories of kinder first. I don't think I really have any memories of second grade either. I can remember from third on, and I remember a few things from pre-K, which is weird, but it's like kinder first and second are a blur. I don't really. Yeah, Penny. Yes, they do. They really do. I don't have any memorable first days as a teacher, and as a kid, I always dreaded the first day of school. Yeah, no memorable ones as a teacher either. Yeah. First day of school as a teacher is always hectic, crazy, and by the time you leave, it feels like you've been there for a week. Rough but great. I have to adjust to these early hours. Oh, yes, I am so struggling with that right now. So for yesterday, our first day, they wanted us to be there at 7, which meant I had to get up at 5:30. Oh, help me, Holy Spirit. It nearly killed me. And so I was just so drained this morning because even though I was so tired last night, I couldn't go to sleep. And I was just up. So yeah, it was been a challenge. I remember what I did, what I wore, and who I met. Really? From kinder? But you know what, Christy? You have a very good memory. So I should not be surprised. You remember so many things and so many details that a lot of people don't. So I'm not surprised. You could probably remember almost every kid that was in class with you that day. That's awesome. I have a pretty good memory, but I not that good. Not that good. I don't remember that far back. Like there. Well, okay, I take that back. There's one thing that I remember quite well about that kinder first grade time frame. And it's going to sound crazy, but I remember the oatmeal they used to give us. Oh my goodness. The oatmeal was cooked perfectly. It had a bunch of cinnamon in it, and y'all know I like cinnamon. Had a bunch of cinnamon, and then it was still warm, and I would pour milk over it and eat. Oh, it was so good. I can smell it just thinking about it. Oh, that's one of the few memories I have from back then, is that oatmeal. Oh, that was one of my favorite things to eat for breakfast. But I think that's because my mom kind of raised us on a lot of hot cereals in addition to the cold cereals. Almost every kid, huh? Oh, goodness, that's too funny. Was that my first one? I don't know. It was, I don't know. I think that's how I fell in love with cinnamon. Because that cinnamon flavor was so nice. I think the whole pastry obsession just came from home. Like my mom would make cakes for church, and then she always made that Bubba cake for my grandfather. So she would make cakes for church. My aunt would make cakes for church. My grandmothers would make cakes for church. And so and my dad loved sweets. So I just got it honest, to tell you the truth. So my parents need to stop talking about me and my pastry problems. they created this monster. I had a shortbread cookie. Oh, man. Oh, man, don't get me thinking about desserts back then. Man. That awesome French cinnamon toast they used to make sometimes. Oh, you could tell they put it like in the oven, and oh, it was so good. Man, those were the days. Yeah, those were the days. Let's see. Let's see. Next question. How far did you have to travel from home to school? Let's see. Elementary schools were always pretty close to where we lived. One elementary school, we didn't live near that school. My grandmother did. So my mom would, I think, drop us at school, and my great grandmother would come pick us up because my great grandmother drove, but my grandmother didn't drive. So my great grandmother would come pick us up, or sometimes we would walk because, like, literally, here's the school, here's the street, here's my grandmother's neighborhood. So we could have walked. I think as we got older, they let us start walking. But when I went to middle school, it was a drive. We had to take the bus. And then high school, when I went to this one high school, it was out in the country. That was like, I swear it had to be a 20, 30-minute drive to school every day. It was pretty far. We had enough time to take naps. We had enough time to finish homework. And the reason it took so long, they're making several stops. If you just were to drive directly out there, of course, it would take less time. But with all the stops that they had to make for picking up kids, it probably took us about 30 minutes to get to school every day. So we had plenty. If I was still tired, I would just take a nap on the way to school. About a mile, that's not bad. So yeah, but that one high school was very, very far. And then when I switched high schools, it wasn't far from the house, but we still took the bus. My parents hardly ever were able to take us to school because of their jobs. But when we went to the one elementary, I think that may have been the only time they were taking us to school, or either they were dropping us at my grandmother's house early before they went to work, because we used my grandmother's address to go to school, which was crazy because there was literally a school near our home. And then we finally started going to the school that was near our home. And I still think they dropped us then, because I don't remember walking to school when we went there. Yep. Yep. Let's see. Oh yeah, that kind of answers that question. How did you get to school? So bus, car, mainly bus. We mainly rode the bus to school over the years, especially middle and high school. Elementary, not so much. We were pretty much taken to school in elementary. Did anybody walk 300 miles in the snow? You know those stories the old people like to tell us. We walked 1,000,000 miles in the snow to get to school. Yeah. So mom or grandpa? Yeah, my mom was not about to let us have our driver's license. That did not happen for any of us until we became adults. She was not having it. She was not having it. But I never really wanted to drive. I liked being transported everywhere. Okay, let's see. Did you enjoy school life, and what did you like and dislike about it? Hey there, Michelle. All right, Teresa, good luck tomorrow. I had a ride until my grandpa got me a car. Awesome. Yeah, I did not want to drive. Even when I became an adult, I didn't want to drive. I just drove because it was going to be more convenient for me to do so. I love school. I love school. Yeah, I did too. Now, high school, I wouldn't want to repeat high school, but it wasn't like horrible, horrible, horrible. But I enjoyed going to school as well. I don't know if my teachers enjoyed having me there as much as I enjoyed being there. But I don't think we were ever those kids that were like, I don't want to go to school. I don't think we were those kids. I think we were kind of happy to go and we knew there was no other option. We were going to school. So, yeah, I enjoyed it. I just wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't want to repeat high school. And then college, I did enjoy college, although it got to be, I won't even say challenging or stressful. It just got overwhelming at times because of working and going to school at the same time. But otherwise, college wasn't that bad either. Let's see. Hey there, Sherry. Let's see. So, who was your favorite teacher and what do you remember about him or her? Your favorite teacher. And while y'all are pondering that question, I'm going to bring you the snacks of the week. So these snacks, I remember Kate talking about them, and I have had a hard time finding them in store. And they finally had them in one of the grocery stores, and they were actually on sale. So it's these products from Annie's. So I don't know if you've ever had Annie's products. They're really, really good organic products, non-GMO. Non-GMO. So these were the cheddar bunnies, which are kind of like your goldfish crackers. Now, the first day that I ate these, they seemed kind of bland and like they needed salt. I was feasting on them earlier and they seem to taste better. I don't know. But I still think they could use just a little bit more salt. But the sodium count is really, really low. So I guess that's a good thing. But yeah, these are pretty decent. I like them. They were on sale at my grocery store. So I'm thinking while they're still on sale, I need to go back and get some more. So I got the cheddar bunnies. And then I think they were 2 for $5. No, where did I get these? Target. That's where I got them. Target. I need to go back and get some more. Should have known that was too good to be true that I found them at my grocery store. Yeah, it was Target. And so these are the bunny graham. So these are like the graham cracker ones. And this was a birthday cake flavor. I was really hoping to find the regular grahams or like a cinnamon graham because y'all know I like cinnamon. But yeah, these are good. And these are addictive. Yeah, I need several boxes of these. So let's see. They're 2 for $5. I might need $10 worth of these birthday cake bunnies. That's how good they are. They are really, really, really good. Like really good. How much sugar is in this? Sugar. 9 grams of sugar per serving. And serving is 31 cookies because they're really tiny. But yeah, these, I need several boxes of those. But yeah, so while you guys were pondering that question, so the question was, who was your favorite teacher and what do you remember about him or her? Well, my favorite teacher was my 6th grade teacher. When I was in 6th grade, I was so excited because I'm like, yay, I'm going to middle school. And we moved. And my new school had 6th grade at the elementary. So no, you're not going to middle school after all. But my 6th grade teacher was my favorite teacher. Her name was Mrs. Morfield. And I have always tried to find her, but I can't remember what her first name was. But if I ever remember her first name, I pray that I can find her, and I pray that she's still alive because I will always remember her. She was very, very kind, very, very sweet, and kind of treated us like we were really her own children. I remember she would just get sad and cry, like if we had arguments with each other or if we fought with each other. One time I went and tried on some eyeliner in the bathroom. She was so sad. She started crying. She was like, "You don't need that makeup. Why did you put it on? You don't need that. You can wait before you start wearing makeup." She was so much like everybody's mom. And I remember when in social studies when we would for social studies when we would study new countries and stuff, she would bring in like different foods that represented those countries, and that's when I learned that I did not like artichoke. No. Yeah. I was like, "What is this stuff? It's disgusting." But she was so awesome. And I really wish that I could find her. I really wish I could find her and then one of my classmates from school, Emmy Hooks. If any of you know of an Emmy Hooks, Emmy, Emmy Hooks, I have not been able to find her. I need to find her. Let's see. My favorite teacher was our Kapuna, who taught us Hawaiian songs that we'd sing. I love singing with her and learning basic Hawaiian. Oh, that must have been a lot of fun. Oh, as soon as I read that, like I could just hear like the Hawaiian music in my head, and I bet that was so much fun. Oh my goodness. Yeah, another one of my favorite teachers, one of my high school teachers, was Miss Cerise. She was our theater arts teacher. She was really cool. I'll always remember her too. She was like another mother figure, telling us not to let those boys upset us, and boys will come and go. So I loved her too. And I had two college professors that I'll always remember. I love them, Dr. Zhao and Dr. Lampe. And they were, because math was my major and sociology was my minor, I had several classes with both of those professors. And it was because of the two of them that I got through college. If I didn't have them, I don't know what I would have done. And I gave them big gift baskets on graduation day. I will always appreciate them. Let's see. And while she played a ukulele and would help us learn how to play other Hawaiian instruments. How cool. Man, that's cool. I remember being in band. I actually want to talk to the music teacher at our school and ask him, like, is there any way I could learn to play clarinet again? Because I used to know how to play and I don't really quite remember how to play. And I'm like, I thought this was supposed to be like riding a bike. You just don't forget it. But I even forgot how to read music completely. Like I can kind of follow it if I'm singing a song and looking at a hymnal. But if I had to read it to play an instrument, I don't think I would be able to do it. I could follow like the length of the note. I can't tell you what note it is. I don't remember the scale anymore. But yeah, I want to see if there's some way possible I can get all of that back. That would be nice. It would be nice. Let's see. All right, what are the pros and cons of uniforms for school kids? And did you wear uniforms? I don't think we ever had uniforms when I was growing up. Nope, can't think of any time that we had uniforms. And I'm not against uniforms. I think kids can still have their own style and their own individuality with uniforms. Having been a teacher, I see some of the benefits. I think uniforms help make children remain looking like children instead of looking like grown adults, like some of them do. And I think it takes away from the insecurities that some students feel when they don't have the best clothes and they don't have the best shoes, and their parents can't afford those things. So I'm not against the uniform. I think she retired when I was in the early elementary because I never saw her. No. Wow. No uniforms, but I think they help. Yeah. I do think there are some benefits to them. I just think if they're going to be required, then they need to be enforced. And that's something that I've had an issue with at some schools. Like, it's not always enforced the way that it should. Especially I've seen that with the older kids. They try their best to get around the whole uniform thing sometimes, but I think it helps a lot. A whole lot. What is the best number of students for a class, and did you ever have any large classes? Only large class I would have possibly had would have been band. Of course, there's tons of kids in band. And theater arts. Sometimes we had a large class in theater arts, but pretty much we had really decent class sizes. In my opinion, I don't think elementary classes should be more than 20 kids, especially kinder and pre-K. Those need to be about 10 to 15 kids, ideally. Elementary, I would say even 25 seems like a lot to me in an elementary class. And I guess the thing that I think about is behavior. That's behavior. Now, I know in a lot of high schools, and I know definitely here, and there's no cap on the total number of kids you can have in a high school class. I've had at the most 37 kids. I know people that have had over 40 kids. I don't think that's conducive to learning. I really, really don't think it is. And especially when those larger classes are at the very first period of the day or at the end of the day. Those classes are more than likely, they're not about to learn anything. I don't think it's very conducive, especially in high school. I think if you're going to have those larger class sizes, have them in the middle of this, try to schedule them in the middle of the school day, not in the mornings where you might have a lot of kids coming in tardy and therefore you've got a lot of kids missing instruction, or at the end of the day where kids are kind of just like zoning out. Yeah, I think, and I know it's hard because some schools and some districts can't just hire a whole bunch of teachers in order to make the class sizes smaller. But yeah, so it's like, yeah, it can get crazy. I think, like, even some of our elementary classes, some of them are around the 20-25 mark. And I don't know, I've always felt like that seemed like a lot for elementary. Maybe not, because I don't teach elementary. But I don't think having classes that are too large are beneficial to the students' learning. I just don't think it is. Yeah, they need a lot of attention. So I would think especially pre-K and kinder, keep those classes pretty small. And then for if no other reason, just keeping up with those kids in the hallway. Those little kids, sometimes they move really fast, or they get, distracted. They kind of veer away from the class and stuff like that. So I also think that it's hard to teach when some classes have a lot of unruly. Yes. But that's up to the teacher. It's left to the teacher to control those kids and get those kids. Sometimes they say it's about procedures. Having procedures in place will ensure that kids are going to do what you need them to do. Now, I think there's some truth to that, but I still think that there are some children that no matter what procedures you have in place, they're going to do what they want to do regardless. I just think that's just how people are. I mean, we have adults that are like that. We have rules and laws in place, but there are still people that are just going to do what they want, right? So, hey, Indonesia. Yes, there needs to be a balance or switch them. Yes, because it affects everyone in the class learning when you have some that are very unruly. And I had a class like that some years back, that class of 37 that I spoke of, and it was 9th grade. It was the end of the day, and there were a lot of unruly kids in there, and it was just a mess. Yeah. I am really, really enjoying it. Thank you. I really, really am. I'm just excited to start working more with the teachers. We're like not meeting with them this week to let them have this first week to get into the hang of things with their classes. But I'm excited to start working with them and helping them in any way possible. So yeah. Let's see. Did you learn any practical subjects like woodwork or cooking? And what do you think about that kind of practical education? I'm noticing that some of those types of courses are being offered again in schools because they had completely taken those things out of the schools for a while. We had home economics when I was in school. I did take home economics, although it just did not domesticate me in any way, shape, or form. I love when we would bake. I loved when we would bake. We did like the balancing of the checkbooks. We did sewing, and I was no good at that. But yeah, my mom wouldn't let us take woodworking. She was so afraid we're going to lose a finger or a hand or something. So we never got to take that class. And I kind of always resented that because I felt like that was something that I think me and my brothers all would have enjoyed, but we couldn't do it because my mother and her fear of us harming ourselves. I know sometimes it can be that the student isn't paired with the right teacher. Yes, that is true. That is true. So very true. It's the personalities sometimes clash or the teaching style. So, yep, you're right about that. You're right. But yeah, I'm happy to see that some of these types of courses are coming back into the school. I see a lot of schools now not just focusing on the college career path, but they're also focusing on entrepreneurship or vocational career path as well, which is, I like that because everybody's not going to go to college. And so I think it's good that they're giving the kids options. You took woodworking and liked it. Yeah, I used to get so jealous of what the kids would create in there. And I'm like, man, because my mother won't let us take this class. And it wasn't like we could just try and sneak and take it behind her back. That wasn't going to work. If we had done that, we would have lost a finger, I guarantee you. I learned about being a homemaker, but they called it something else. Okay. Family planning. Healthcare, yes. Yeah, I really enjoyed home ec. I love the baking part. I don't know. I always like baking. I love that. Trade schools and vocational schools are necessary. Yes, somebody's got to come and fix your vacuum. I mean, your AC and all that stuff. Yeah, you need people to do those jobs. And we need people skilled in that. You need people to work on your car, you know. And I know a lot of our community colleges offer a lot of those vocational courses and trainings too, and certifications. So it's good to see it in the community colleges as well. Yes, those skills are important as well as the arts. Yes. That's why I'm excited that my elementary, they have art, they have music, and they're really trying to make those things pretty much a big deal for the kids. So that's good. And it was nice to see that some schools still have recess, some schools had stopped doing recess. It was like, give the kids recess. I took a low-level architecture class instead of home economics. I was one of two students. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool that they even offered that. That is pretty cool. I like too now that they're incorporating STEM or STEAM into to some schools to help promote the sciences and the arts and the architecture and things like that. So I'm all for it. See, I remember being in a class in 10th grade and we watched a lot of MTV. We watched TLC when their waterfalls album came out. What class was that, Christy? Oh my God, I swear there's a mosquito here. I'm getting eaten alive. Ugh. Getting eaten alive, y'all. What class was that? That is so interesting. Oh my gosh, that is too funny. That just made me think of this class I took in college. My last semester, I needed a bunch of electives, and I took a philosophy of Black music class. And we would just sit and watch music documentaries, music videos. We'd sit and listen to albums, Marvin Gaye, Tupac, you name it. That's what we did in there, and it was so much fun. The family planning. Wow. It really was. It was called Introduction to Technology, but we focus on architecture. My teacher was so excited that I loved it. That is so cool, Andy Nija. Even though there were just the two of you. And what's so good is they still held the class with only 2 kids. That's awesome. If that was a college class, they'd be like, 2 kids? No, we're canceling this class. That's 2 kids? No. That's awesome. I had a class of 2 kids once. When the semester changed, like all the kids' schedule got changed, so I ended up having only 2 kids left in there one year at the Catholic school. And those 2 boys, oh my gosh, they were 2 little knuckleheads that would feed off of each other. I'm like, it's just the 2 of y'all. Why do I have to keep telling y'all to stop acting up in here? It's just 2 of you. Are you mocking me? What? All right. Did you ever skip school? And what did you do instead of going to school? Glad I wasn't forced to do home ec. Oh. I still remember my home ec teacher's name, Miss Massey. That was her name. I'll never forget her too. I think her kids went to school there too. Yeah, her kids went to our high school. The kids used to have this saying about her. Miss Massey, nope. Because she had a flat bottom. There was kids. Kids are cruel. Are you trying to get us in trouble with our parents? Oh, no. Well, when I went to that one school out in the country, there was really no way to skip school. Like, where were you going to go? To a field and tip some cows? Like, where were you going to go? But yeah, I never skipped school. I knew what was going to happen if I even thought about it. So nope, didn't happen. I skipped school in college, couldn't skip in secondary school because I was in boarding school. Yeah, my parents would have eaten me alive. Like, nope. So did not do that. We went to school every day. I remember one time we tried to be slick and miss the bus because we're like, they're not going to drive us all the way out to this country. Wrong. Yes, they did. Like, y'all are not staying at home. You can forget that. You are going to school. So, yeah, we actually got driven to school that morning, and I was shocked because I was just like, I know my parents are not going to drive out here. I know they're not going to do it. Yes, they did. We had to go to school. We thought we were slick, and it backfired on us. And they were like, you better not ever miss that bus again, because I'm not going to keep driving you out here. So, yeah, I learned that lesson that day. Don't try to stay home because it's not going to work. They will drive you to the country. They will drive you. It's really kind of like going to another little small city, the way that drive was to school. It's quite a drive. Passed by several fields with cows and the likes every morning. Like I said, I remember all those little naps I used to take on the way to school because of the length of the drive. Yep. All right, I got one more question for you guys. Would you go back and do it all again? High school, definitely not. College, maybe, and I would do better than what I did. I would do it differently. I would go straight after high school and not take any breaks and just get it done and over with. Elementary, I don't know. Would I do elementary again? Elementary, middle school? Possibly. Yeah, possibly. High school is out. I'm never doing high school again. No. That is not happening. Not repeating those years. But I would love to go back and do better with college. You know, I always regretted taking the 5-year break that I took because I was halfway done. I could have just finished out and been done and over with it. But I didn't do that. And then it was harder when I went back. And this is what's crazy. The reason I took a break in college was because I started working full-time. And I didn't want to go to school full-time and work full-time. But that's exactly what I ended up doing when I went back, because I was working full-time and going to school. I mean, the irony is crazy. That's exactly what I ended up doing, what I didn't want to do in the first place. Yeah. So I should have just kept going while I was working full-time, like the community college, because I was going to community college at the time and it wasn't far from my house. So even if I needed to do some night classes, it wasn't going to be, I should have just stuck with it. And I didn't. And I regret it to this day. She said, nope, secondary school was partly brutal, but my master's, yes, I would do that again to get the free therapy. Yeah. College, I would do it over. You sometimes you sit and you wonder, how would things have been differently? How would things have been different if I had gone and made this choice instead of that choice? And I always tell students that if college or vocational school is the path you want to take it, get it over with, do your time in the school and get it done with right after high school. Don't take any breaks. Do not pass goal. Do not collect $200. Just keep going and get it done. And I always tell students that, and I give them the example. It's harder when you stop and you go back. It's, I was in my 20s and I'm the oldest person in class all the time because everybody's fresh out of high school. So I would definitely continue and not take the break. That's what I would do. But yeah. So are any of your kids back at school, or they still have another week or so? Because I know most of the schools here, I think, already started back. So most of the kids are going to school already, which is weird because I thought I would see like a big change in the traffic, and I haven't seen a huge change in the traffic, which is nice. I'm not complaining. Not complaining about that. So I do have a quicker ride to work. I'm not going to say a shorter distance. It is a longer distance, but it is a quicker ride to work because the highway is not as congested as when I was going before. Back in school, I'm thankful. TJ's back in school. It's been a week already. 2 days. It's been a week. Oh, goodness. Grandkids started this week. Cool. Judson IC just started, which has disrupted traffic. Yeah, I can imagine the traffic in that area, Indy. I'm going straight out 90 west to 151. So the traffic is in the opposite direction, both in the morning and the afternoon. One morning last week, it was congested because there were 2 accidents. And I want to say it was Thursday or Friday last week when coming home, there was an accident. But otherwise, it's been really, really nice. The traffic has been really, I am getting home faster than I was going to work the shorter distance. Oh, okay. That is too funny. Yeah. Well, I pray that schools across America have a better school year than what everybody experienced last year. I hope that after experiencing what they did last year, that kids now have a newfound appreciation for their teachers and for education and are ready to come and learn. That's what my hope is for this, for the schools. So, yep. But that's all I got for y'all because I really need to go record some videos. And I was thinking about doing a birthday live because y'all know I did one like last year, but y'all, I'm so pooped. I don't know if I'm going to do one. I don't know. I have to think about it and let y'all know like real quick because I'm not sure. I'm just kind of pooped with getting like starting to wake back up early and everything. Like Teresa was saying earlier, just adjusting to the time again. And it's like, so yeah, but I'm trying not to complain because God is good. God is good. So I am going to let you guys go. I thank you guys for joining me as usual. And don't forget to slay. And you guys have an awesome, awesome evening. And guys, did Kate go live yesterday? Because I felt like I missed something. And then I know last Monday, I didn't think she went live, but she did. So I don't know how I missed it because I was waiting and looking and I kept refreshing my screen to see if, I don't know, somehow I missed last week, but I don't know if I missed something yesterday or not. I don't know. All right. All right, you guys have a good one, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.